Manlo. I am the reporter about taxation. What is taxation? Taxation is the process by which governments impose financial charges on individuals and businesses to generate revenue for public services and infrastructure. Taxes can take various forms, including income tax, sales tax, property tax, corporate tax, excise tax, and more. The revenue collected from taxes is used to fund essential services such as education, healthcare, transportation, public safety, and social programs. Tax system can vary greatly between countries and even regions within countries, including differences in tax rates, tax bases, and the types of taxes levied. Ang pagbubuwis nga ay ang proseso kung saan ang mga gobyerno ay nagtatakda ng mga pinansyal na singil sa mga individual at negosyo upang makalikha ng kita para sa mga pampublikong serbisyo at infrastruktura. Ang kita mula sa mga buwis ay ginagamit upang punduhan ang mga mahahalagang serbisyo tulad ng edukasyon, pangangalagang pangkalusugan, transportasyon, pampublikong kaligtasan at mga programang pangkapakanan. My next topic is all about taxes. What is taxes? Taxes are mandatory financial charges or levies imposed by a government on individuals, businesses, or other entities to raise revenue for public expenditures. They are typically assessed on various forms of income, property, transactions, and goods. Taxes are a key source of funding for government services and programs, including education, healthcare, infrastructure, defense, and social welfare. Ang taxes ay pinapatupad ng proportional na contribution mula sa mga tao at ari-arian na ipinapato ng Estado sa bisa ng kanyang soberanya para sa suporta ng gobyerno at para sa lahat ng mga pangangailangan ng publiko. My next topic is about scope of taxation. The scope of taxation refers to a range of activities, entities, and topics that fall under the purview of tax laws and policies. It encompasses various aspects of taxation, including what is tax, how taxes are administered, and the implication of tax policies for individuals, businesses, and the economy as a whole. The first is revenue raising. In taxation refers to the process by which governments generate income through various forms of taxes to fund public services, infrastructure, and other government activities. It involves the design, implementation, and management of tax policies and systems to ensure that the government can collect sufficient revenue to meet its budgetary needs. In summary, revenue raising in taxation is a complex process that involves the design and implementation of tax policies to generate sufficient funds for government's operations. It encompasses various considerations, including economic impacts, equity, compliance, and public acceptance, all of which are critical for effective revenue generation. Second is non-revenue sumptuary purposes for A. Promotion of general welfare, B. Regulation, C. Reduction of social inequality or compensatory purpose, D. Encourage economic growth, and E. Protectionism. Non-revenue or sumptuary purposes in the context of taxation, it refers to the objectives of taxes that are not primarily focused on generating revenue for the government's budget, but instead serve other social, economic, or health-related purposes. These taxes are often designed to influence behavior, achieve certain societal goals, or promote public welfare. Ang mga buwis na hindi kita o sumptuary taxes ay may maraming layunin bukod sa simpleng paglikha ng kita. Layunin nilang hubugin ang asal ng publiko, itaguyod ang kalusugan at kagalingan, tugunan ang mga isyong pangkalikasan, tiyakin ang katarungang panlipunan at punduhan ang mga tiyak na programa. Sa pamamagitan ng pag-unawa sa mga layuning ito, makakabuo ang mga gumagawa ng patakaran ng mga sistema ng buwis na hindi lamang nag-iipon ng pondo, kundi epektibong tumutugon din sa iba't ibang hamong panlipunan at pang-ekonomiya. My next topic is about limitations on the power of taxation include First is inherent limitations such as situs or territoriality of taxation, public purpose, international comity, non-delegability of power, and exemption of government from taxation, and Inherent limitations is crucial across various fields as it helps to frame expectations, mitigate risk, and develop strategies that accommodate these constraints. Recognizing these limitations can lead to more effective and realistic approaches to problem solving and decision making in multiple disciplines, whether in law, technology, biology, economics, or any other field. Acknowledging inherent limitations allows for a clearer understanding of the capabilities and boundaries of systems and processes. Situs and territoriality of taxation are legal concepts used to determine the jurisdictional reach of the government when it comes to assessing taxes. They help establish where a taxpayer is subject to taxation based on specific factors such as location, type of income, and property. Next is the concept of public purpose is foundational to the justification of taxation and the role of government in society. It reflects the social contract between citizens and the state aiming to provide essential services and promote the welfare of the community. Next, the concept of public purpose is foundational to the justification of taxation and the role of government in society. It reflects the social contract between citizens and the state, aiming to provide essential services and promote the welfare to the community. Next is International Committee in Taxation. Refers to the mutual respect and recognition of laws, regulations, and judicial decisions among sovereign states in the context of international taxation. It involves the willingness of countries to cooperate and coordinate on tax matters, recognizing each other's jurisdiction and tax laws in a way that promotes fairness and reduces conflicts in taxation. The principle of non-delegability of power in taxation refers to the legal doctrine that governmental bodies cannot delegate their authority to impose or administer taxes to other entities or individuals. Last is the exemption of government from taxation is an established principle that aligns with the concepts of sovereignty, public service, and administrative efficiency. Second is constitutional limitations such as due process of law and equal protection of law. Constitutional limitations on taxation refer to specific constraints that a constitution places on the government's ability to levy taxes. These limitations are designed to protect taxpayers' rights, ensure fairness in the tax system, and maintain governmental accountability. Understanding these limitations is crucial for both lawmakers and taxpayers to maintain a balanced and fair fiscal system. The concept of due process of law in taxation refers to the legal requirement that the government must respect all legal rights that are owned to a person under the law. It is a constitutional guarantee that ensures fairness and transparency in tax administration. These principles not only bolster individual rights but also enhance the integrity of the tax system by demanding accountability and transparency from tax authorities. Understanding these due process protections can help taxpayers navigate the complexities of taxation and assert their rights when necessary. The principle of equal protection of the law is a fundamental concept that is central to the fair administration of justice, including in the area of taxation. Understanding these aspects can empower taxpayers to advocate for their rights and challenge unjust tax policies or practices effectively. My next topic is all about the basis of taxation is founded on a lifeblood theory. The lifeblood theory of taxation is a legal and economic principle that emphasizes the essential role of taxation in funding government activities and services that are vital for the functioning and survival of a state. This theory likens taxes to the lifeblood of the government, indicating that taxation is necessary for the vitality and operations of a government. Ang pagbubuwis ay isang mahalaga at hindi maiiwasang presyo para sa sibilisadong lipunan. Kung walang buwis ang gobyerno ay magiging paralisado dahil sa kakulangan ng kapangyarihang motibo upang buhayin at patakbuhin ito. Kaya't ang pangangalap ng buwis ay dapat gawin ng walang hadlang kung ang Estado ay nais mapanatili ang maayos na pag-iral nito. My next topic is about theories of taxation. First is the necessity theory. The existence of the government is necessity. It cannot continue without a means to pay its expenses and therefore has a right to compel all citizens and property within its power to contribute. So yung teoryang ito ay meron silang karapatan or meron silang paraan upang bayaran ang mga gastos nito at dahil dito ay may karapatan itong pilitin ang lahat ng mamamayan at ari-arian sa loob ng kanyang kapangyarihan na mag-ambag. The necessity theory of taxation is a concept in public finance that posits that taxation is essential for the government to fulfill its primary functions and responsibilities. According to this theory, governments need to impose taxes to generate the necessary revenue required to meet public needs and carry out various activities that benefit society as a whole. Reciprocity theory obligation to pay taxes is involuntary and compulsory in exchange for the protection and benefits one receives from the government. Taxes are paid for the enjoyment of the benefit of organized society. The protection or reciprocity theory of taxation is fundamentally based on the idea that individuals and businesses pay taxes in exchange for certain benefits and protections provided by the government. This theory emphasizes a reciprocal relationship between the state and its citizens. Taxpayers contribute financially to the government, which in turn provides services, protections, and a stable environment that allow for individual and collective prosperity. Liabilities involved. A tax creates civil liability on the part of the delinquent taxpayer, although the non-payment thereof, due to failure or refusal to pay, creates a criminal liability, which could be the subject of criminal prosecution under existing law. To some in taxation, it is one's failure to comply with the civil liability to pay taxes which gives rise to the criminal liability. Nevertheless, taxes to be paid are personal to the taxpayer. Taxation is a complex mechanism that can have various liabilities associated with it, both for our government and for individuals or businesses subject to taxation. My next topic is about the principles of a sound tax system. First is fiscal adequacy refers to the extent to which a government's tax system generates sufficient revenue to meet its expenditure needs and financial obligations without causing significant economic disruptions. It is a critical aspect of fiscal policy as it ensures that public services, infrastructure, and welfare programs can be funded sustainably. Second is administrative feasibility, referred to the practicality and ease with which a tax system can be implemented, managed, and enforced by government authorities. A tax system is considered administratively feasible when it is efficient, economically viable, and capable of being effectively administered without excessive cost, complexity, or burden on both taxpayers and tax authorities. This aspect is crucial because a tax policy, no matter how equitable or effective in theory, must be manageable in practice to be successful. The third one is theoretical justice, refer to the philosophical foundations and principles that underpin the notion of fairness and equity in taxation. The concept encompasses various theories of justice that seek to determine how tax burdens and benefits should be distributed among individuals and groups in society. Understanding theoretical justice is essential for designing tax systems that are viewed as legitimate and fair by the public. My next topic is about nature of taxing power. Inherent in sovereignty. The power of taxation is inherent in sovereignty as an incident or attribute thereof, being essential to the existence of every government. It can be exercised by the government even if the Constitution is entirely silent on the subject. Sovereignty is a foundational concept in political theory and international relations, signifying the authority of a state to govern itself, make its own laws, and manage its own affairs without external interference. The notion of sovereignty encompasses various attributes, powers, and responsibilities inherent in the concept, which together define the nature of a sovereign state. A. Constitutional provisions relating to the power of taxation do not operate as grants of the power to the government. They merely constitute limitations upon a power which would otherwise be practically without limit. B. While the power to tax is not expressly provided for in our constitutions, its existence is recognized by the provisions relating to taxations. The phrase legislative in character, when referring to taxation, emphasizing the legal and formal processes through which tax laws are created, enacted, and implemented. Taxation is fundamentally a product of legislative authority, and various aspects of this legislative character influence how tax systems function within a given jurisdiction. Scope of legislative taxing power. A. Subjects of taxation as to the persons, property, or occupation, etc. to be taxed. B. Amount or rate of the tax. C. Purposes for which taxes shall be levied provided they are public purpose. D. Apportionment of the tax. E. Status of taxation or place of taxation. F. Method of collection. And that's all of my report. Thank you and good day again.